It's 166 days. That's crazy.
Welcome to Generic Fantasy Adventure, Season 2, Episode 3. This is the first part of 3. Possibly. I mean, you know, who knows if we make it through the whole thing. Anything could happen on a show like this. Yes, James, obviously you've resubbed. We can see it in the center of the screen. You realize you've now missed out on the chance to resub with Spoon and Gleemo at the same time on Pendrican now, though.
I'm not being silly, Arthur. I'm just, doing it when it comes up.
Okay. All right.
And look at the gratitude I get for it.
Yeah. Remember when I made fun of everybody's flirting game up Pendrican last week? This is a show that we do every Sunday. We've gathered here in order to puzzle out a dungeon. That said, I haven't updated your sheets yet. I'm doing a lot of things at once right now, but because I didn't have it last time, I want to make sure that you all get this hot info tips that I have now put in Foundry for you, which include the death dates and names that were on the gravestones.
All muttered by Godric.
Well, that's because I have Godric's token selected.
Yes.
I definitely remembered all of them.
What is the current year?
That is a great question. Hold on a moment.
It's 2023.
It is 8:35 of the Neo-Draconian calendar, so 8:35 NDC. And these dates are all in NDC.
Okay. Convenient.
I went ahead and put all these into the DFA or GFA notes.
Very well. It should be noted that the Neo-Draconian calendar came about after the elves outlasted the last Dragon Emperor. Winning, I guess, by default, the Elf Dragon War that lasted for thousands of years. The only victory they had was the last one.
That's the only one that matters.
It is indeed the only one that mattered. And elves rose to become the preeminent species for a time.
For a time. We will enjoy our time in the sun.
Literally.
You conquered a keep last time. You went into an honor duel. You gathered treasure. You watched 3 kobolds in a trench coat airlift a 4th kobold and a bunch of loot out. You learned some things. You made your way finally to the cemetery after not going to the cemetery several times. Solved some riddles. Solved some more riddles. Said the word riddle to solve a riddle. And then solved some more riddles. Now, you are solving a riddle that is theoretically based on teamwork that immediately split your party up. James, you are in an infinite black space. Some would call this a... Hold on. I gotta get my camera focused. A liminal infinite space stretching out in all directions. Before you, you see what you see in the Roll20 screen. In the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 objects which you can manipulate to turn or flip in any direction. I believe you can interact with those 3 objects over there.
I don't think so. No.
You can't? All right. Well, you can draw copies of them.
Okay.
Of these Tetris-like pieces to use yourself and then move them around the area when you feel it.
So I'm getting the impression that, so if I can just make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So if I was to draw like the green one again, like that.
You could draw it straight though, unlike my slightly jagged and crooked one.
Okay, but that's not right though, is it?
No, it's one too long.
But does it start from the edge of it, or does it start from the center of the cell though? So
it starts from the center edge.
Okay, so would that not be then like, not used to this? I don't use Roll20 this normally. This is outside my comfort zone.
Something
would it
like
be then
this, down, and then over like this? Yep, that's exactly correct.
Okay.
And the others work the same way.
All right, I'm helping.
Well, we'll see if you're helping in a moment. Is that where you want to put that precise piece right there.
So I think so. Can they be mirrored as well? Out of interest.
Yes, they can be flipped.
We're all
Okay,
gonna die.
And I assume that I assume they can only join two cells. They can't join to each other to join two cells.
That's correct.
Okay, cool. Then I believe that by my working mathematically and spatially, that is the only initial choice.
For our other friends, Godric, Tenera, you stumble through the door into a 10 by 10 foot platform of stone. Each 5 by 5 sub-square of it has like a caulking line that divides it out. And out of nowhere, walls appear. Wet stone walls of a dungeon, and a hallway appears directly to the east. It moves about 7.5 feet east before turning sharply south.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, I'll
When-
put-
Godric
Tenir-
is.
yeah.
When the party speaks, James, you can hear them.
Interesting.
I'll take point.
Also, where's Kithrix?
I'm gonna actually call out Kithrix's name as I begin walking down the hallway.
I will try calling out to them. Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All of you can hear each other.
Oh,
Notably
Where are you?
absent is Sparky.
We all said it at the same time. Where the fuck are you?
All right. What can you see? I'm looking at some sort of unfinished map here.
We see
We
walls.
just had a room show up in front of us.
Okay, that might have been me. I took one of the various options and put it in place to try and connect the dots on this map.
okay.
Just don't squish us.
It's not the plan.
You're taking the lead, Neo Buzzard,
Yes,
and
I'll
then
take point.
I will bring up the rear.
okay. Assemble a little set of things here. I haven't bought because we're jumping right in here. I haven't bought myself enough time to get your updated stat sheets or character tokens yet. But surely there won't be any fights in this
Surely.
puzzle
No.
dungeon.
No, Kithrix would
I mean-
never do that.
So let
I
me
can
say
see-
instead, you should have your D&D Beyond sheets open.
That doesn't sound like something that
Should-
would happen in a puzzle dungeon.
Surely you wouldn't throw anything at us that we couldn't just avoid, since our natural 24 passive perception character isn't with us.
This kid's in here.
Hey, I didn't make him pick the door that said one. You all of you picked that door, and he won initiative. Okay. I admit,
said
as a
he
dungeon master,
won.
I occasionally use card forces, but that was not a card force on my part. The three of you move together down the hall. It turns south very sharply and angularly, and then again immediately turns east. And you find yourself entering a 10 by 10 room with the same caulking and the flat stone pieces. However, as you enter, something hovers in front of you in the common language. And let's see if I can make this happen correctly.
I don't like how small this room is.
You all should be able to, in the upper right of Foundry, go to Items and check the item Mad Dogs Dungeon 1.
I don't see it, but maybe I'm not supposed
you
to.
do- I know you don't see it.
Together, we'll keep
Okay.
moving forward. Well, I guess we have to keep going forward.
Yes.
Yeah,
Keep going forward. Okay, I think I can do that. Stand by. While I change the color of my pen. All right, Arthur, made an adjustment. I believe that's
Yep.
correct.
I see one. 20 foot of hallway suddenly appears in front of you. the same sort of messy, disused, disrepaired, and thoroughly uncleaned dungeon walls that lead to a room. And inside that room, you see a wooden framed bucket style camping chair made of what appears to be soft deerskin hides and a fluffy wool blanket.
How big is the room?
It is 10 by 10.
Oh,
So I have a question. I have a question for you guys. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are certain points on this map that if I take you to them, they won't go anywhere else, as in they're effectively like dead ends. But do you want me to try and move you across the map by the shortest route possible, or do you want to try and explore every nook and cranny of the map?
Explore.
I'm always curious to explore. The more we know, the better.
Is there
we are.
anything we should be worried about that you can see?
No, I don't see anything except for, I guess, rooms, maybe. So
Surely nothing can go wrong.
I want to try something. Can you go back to the previous room that you were in?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you shuffle back. Well, yeah, you shuffle back to the previous room.
Can I remove lines, Arthur?
Yeah, you can pick these pieces up, rotate, and flip as you wish.
Okay. Can I use each one at a time? Is that right?
That is correct.
Aha. Okay, nice. So let's try instead then doing this.
We're all gonna die down here.
A hallway appears in front of you, 7.5 feet long, and makes a sharp turn northernly.
Whatever you did, just change the hallway in front of us.
Yeah, so there should be another room at the end of that hallway that it can't connect to any other room. So it's like a dead end, but there might be, I don't know, treasure, useful stuff. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Information. Let's
Be
go.
prepared.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
ready
down the hallway again.
to be attacked.
All right. 12.5 feet north of the turn, you see in the center of the room a wheelchair, the wheels of which are studded with rubies along the spokes. In the center of the chair is a pouch of gold spilling out into the seat.
This seems like a trap.
Yeah, this is just screams trap.
I've seen some of them moving pictures.
They said they
This
wanted
big
treasure
boulder.
and to explore. They immediately explore, see treasure, and go, it seems like a trap.
Listen, we learned with the
I'm
dragon
not
treasure,
saying
okay?
that's wrong. I'm just pointing out. I gave you exactly what you asked for.
Did you want me to investigate it a bit? Check it out.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like a dragon kind of place. So if we're touching the wrong people's gold,
Yeah.
Right.
I want to know what's what.
Can
How
I
do
do
you
some
want to
investigation?
But how do you want to investigate it?
I want to walk.
Investigate it for boots.
I want to do a circle around and leaning in close, investigating, but not touching, just using my eyes.
Make a perception check.
Can I check the joinery?
I would
See
give
if
you
there's any-
investigation if you were actually touching it.
18.
If I were to touch it, he'd give me an Arcana check.
I considered just for the intro asking Bearded to roll an Arcana check just so he got to roll some dice. I know he
I
feels
would have
like
done it
does-
too.
I know he feels like it doesn't start until I ask him to roll dice for the first time. Are you actually making an Arcana check in here?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
I try to do an investigation over in Arcana.
There is 1,000-ish. You know, like when someone's like, "Hey, how many beans are inside of this glass jar?" You expect that there's about 1,000 gold pieces in this pouch. These rubies look pretty fine. I mean, there are 4 spokes on each side, so you're looking at 4 rubies on this wheelchair. However, the wheelchair does appear to... It seems like it's been used and it has some age to it. It could probably use a little bit of maintenance. Whoever made it, this is not great craftsmanship. It's like someone kind of hacked a tree down and then like quickly sawed. They sanded and it did all the steps, but none of it was like careful. None of it. You don't feel like master craftsmanship. This was definitely made in haste.
Here, this wasn't your level of good, so
No, not at all. Can I figure out if it was made in haste to, be a trap and or harm somebody, or if it's just made in haste because it was sloppy workmanship?
I don't know how you would determine that by looking at it.
Yeah.
Can I do a history
honestly,
check?
no troll. That sounds like an Arcana check.
You can take it if you want.
I was gonna say, knowing the names on the graves above us, can I do a history check to know if any of them used a wheelchair?
Absolutely. Please go ahead.
Good one.
Hold on, let me find it. Nope.
I mean, you're not exactly a student of history, and an 8. I mean, you basically never heard of these people until, today. Technically yesterday. All right.
I have a thought. Maybe, just maybe, this is supposed to be weighted down by something. And that does something. And if we take the coins, then the weight on the chair is gone, and then the bad thing happens. What if we put more weight on the chair? What if we just kind of stand back and throw some stuff on it and make it heavier? Maybe it sets off a pressure plate. Yeah.
Worth a shot. I'm going to stand outside the door when this happens.
What do we have that we want to use to add weight to it? How much weight are we trying to add?
Oh, we're going to have to add quite a bit, I think.
I think all of your sheets have updated and your new tokens should reflect. Not to interrupt this.
It does. Yeah.
Yes, that looks like that's correct.
Your discussions gave me
Yes.
the moment I needed.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we're unsure, we could just leave it. I could throw my disguise kit on there, my whole backpack, actually. That would be fine. That should be heavy enough to see if anything happens, and we can
Go for
observe.
it.
Okay, so I'm going to remove my backpack and disguise kit stuff, and I'm going to toss them on top of the chair and see what happens.
Okay. The chair jiggles slightly as you add more weight to it.
Okay. And then I will move closer, and I will grab them and spring back.
You're grabbing your...
Just my stuff.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Okay. All right. Well, an interesting theory, but useless.
I grab the gold coins.
Okay. All of you gain 1 level of exhaustion.
No!
You all see yourself in a cabin, seated in that very chair, looking out at a bookcase. You look down, your skin is papery leather. Age weighs upon you heavily. You have a leg injury. Your knee, it hurts this time of winter. The cold, dry air, maybe it's the pressure, the humidity. All these learned words flow through your mind as you sit in this cursed chair that you've been trapped in your later years. Then you snap back. You all have a point of exhaustion, but you also have a bag of 1,000 gold.
Nailed it. Also, that was
Okay.
weird, right?
That was weird.
We were old people.
The sword is double-edged. It cuts both ways.
Next time, you guys grab the coins.
Next time we don't, obviously. No reward without risk. Is that it? Is that the message?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want me to take you to the next room now?
Yeah, I believe
Yes.
we have to move back first, don't we?
No. There's more. I can take you to more
Okay.
dead ends, so to speak, from here. Okay. So everyone inside the room still?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're inside the northernmost room.
Yeah, no, I've marked it with a thing, so I remember which ones
Okay.
where they are.
You mark it with a wheelchair.
The hallway disappears. The walls of the room around you fall away, and you are simply on floating tiles of stone. Shortly after, the walls reappear, and a hallway 20 foot long facing south appears. At the room at the end of that, you find hold on.
Okay.
I don't want to send you to the wrong puzzle.
What happens with 1 point of exhaustion? Does it disadvantage on
Ability checks.
ability
Yeah.
checks? Okay.
I will get you the exhaustion list. Dang it, I still had Godric selected. What am I going to do about this?
You know, he's just a knowledgeable guy.
You walk towards a room where thousands of mechanisms have been stored in a pile. Cogs and pistols, bolts and screws, all made of fine steel.
Godric, you're up.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at
Is it arranged in any sort of order?
yeah, you said the cogs and stuff, like are they functioning, or are they just like, is it just piles of gears?
Explain to me what a non-functioning cog looks like.
It would just be on the ground.
It is all, as I mentioned, it's all just piled on the ground.
Okay.
Okay.
We're missing teeth.
None of them appear to be missing teeth. In fact, these all have a masterful level of craftsmanship.
Like the other one.
Now, when I say pistols, you know, I'm talking like early ass, you
Freaking
know.
muskets.
Yeah.
No, it's that musket style where you gotta light a thing and then wait for
Yeah.
it to burn down, and the end is blunderbussy, and you know, it seems like there's a 5% chance it might blow up in your hand and kill you.
Okay. Is there anything written on the cogs or on the pistols?
Nope.
And does it look like there's anywhere in the room that these things could go?
No.
It's just a pile of
Gears and pistols.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Bolts and screws.
I'm out. Next, Kithrix.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me open it up. Done.
Not touching anything in this room.
You make your way west and then south.
Hmm.
The room there's a mithril staff with the banner of the kingdom of Zivnavier's First Legion, topped with a platinum turkey head.
Yes, because the turkey is a fearsome animal. Yes.
It looks pretty expensive.
Well, we know what happens when we touch stuff.
Especially
is
expensive
there-
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are the walls
I
blank?
want to say do another history check on this Legion.
Yeah. I could try.
I was going to say, who's got a better history than me? I'm proficient in it, but I have like a +0 to it.
I got a
And
plus
you're
2.
A
I have
disadvantage
a
now as
plus
well.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, and you rolled. Okay, you have a +6. You do it.
Sorry, I have a +3 boat.
I should mention, everyone has inspiration.
We also have exhaustion.
Yes.
Can I trade one to get rid of the?
You can spend inspiration to cancel out the disadvantage for one roll.
Oh, one roll. Okay. Well,
You
I'm
could
doing a
also,
history
you
check.
and Godric could work together on this history check to overcome
Team
the
project.
exhaustion in the teamwork dungeon. You could work together to
okay.
overcome.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
I'm
Yes.
not, listen,
I don't think that's how that works.
all of the dungeons so far, all of the riddles have had a moralistic purpose.
I'm figuring out the wheelchair. Now I realize.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Should have rode the wheelchair in here.
I mean, there were still the rubies on the wheels we didn't take.
So I will.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Did you? Yeah, you didn't take the wheelchair with you. You took the bag of
Yeah,
gold.
no.
Yeah.
I'll take the better of the roll between the two of you because you're making well, no, you're just making a flat check, right? Yes. Yeah. Yep, because you're canceling it out. Don't mind me.
Okay, so just take a normal check.
Yes,
I was gonna
normal
say,
history
how-
check for you.
What happens if I help her with it?
You are helping her with it.
Oh,
It's help
yeah,
other
that's
action,
what
which gives her
happens.
advantage, which
My
cancels out
total is
disadvantage.
8. I know
Okay.
nothing.
Here's what you know. You don't know very much except that the First Legion no longer exists, and the kingdom of Zivnavir is the southernmost. It's the current southernmost kingdom of the empire, and is some set of miles. You're not really sure how far north of you. So that it's basically the edge of known civilization of the so-called, mortal, pleasant, polite races, and you are farther south beyond it.
Do I remember if there are any of those, like the banner depictions were in any of the tombs?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we should be doing with this.
How is it propped into the ground? Is like there a hole in the ground?
It simply seems to be standing directly up and down on its own.
I'm
As
gonna
if
I'm gonna
held
I'm
in
gonna
place.
salute it.
You salute it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll curtsy.
Okay.
Anything I can help with?
We have a big flag banner.
There's a flagpole in this room.
It's
With a
standing on
turkey
its
head on
own.
it.
It's kind of weird. It's got this big chicken on top.
It's a turkey.
Oh, sorry, turkey.
The tails are fantastic, but we can keep them accurate too. History demands.
I feel like we should be collecting all these things, but also I feel like they're wanting to kill us. All right, maybe we
Yeah,
should
everything
just go
about
to
this
the
feels
end of this
ominous.
stuff. Yeah, I don't want to go into any rooms now. I just want to get to the end.
Okay. So, all right, stay in that room a moment. I will clear a path for you back to one of the rooms closer to the entrance.
Okay.
This place is weird. I'd rather be fighting some enemies.
You travel on a new path that appears to take you north and east and north again.
Hmm.
And a hallway appears before you that
Yeah,
takes
so
you east
the
20
first room, the first room is the one you were in. The second
Yes.
room you got into, and then the next room is the third room you got into before we decided to go back, double back.
You find yourself in the room with the...
Was this the one with the floating text?
It is... Well, the first room he sends you to is the one with the floating text. He also sends a hallway that takes you east to the wooden framed bucket-style camping chair made of what appears to be soft deerskin hides and a fluffy wool blanket.
I have a feeling that we're supposed to maybe sit in these things or hold them to experience some sort of vision of the past. When we cheated the chair and took its gold, we suffered for it. But maybe if we had sat in the chair, we could have had a different experience.
That's a good.
Should I go sit in this chair? Maybe it'll give me a vision.
Since I took the gold, I'll sit in the chair. I don't mind.
You sit in the
Okay.
chair.
Yeah, I sit in the chair.
All of
Yeah.
you experience a vision. You are sitting in the chair. Warrior kings, the strongest in the land. Mighty bands of copper adorn your arms, showing off your great wealth. You have called forth the smartest, the wisest, the most unique, interesting, and eccentric to parade themselves before you and tell you how the world works in their tiny, limited brains. And you laugh before them, your horde gathered outside, bearing the flags of the Mad Dog. Then you snap back, and one of you sitting in. It's a very comfortable chair.
It's visions
Very,
of each of them.
yeah, very Conan the Barbarian there.
Yeah.
I liked it.
How do we take this chair back up to the keep? It'd be very useful.
I don't know.
It folds
if we're
up, actually.
supposed
You know,
to.
you just
Um,
folds along the hinged frame. Yeah.
You said there was what, like a wool blanket or something too?
Deerskin.
Yes, there's a blanket so that you can throw it over yourself so you're not cold when you're sitting in the chair.
Okay. Yeah, I'll roll up the blanket and bring that with us.
Okay.
And one of you said you were grabbing the chair, right?
I'll try and grab it. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's still a path forward for them, right, Arthur?
Yes, that is one possible path forward.
Yeah, that's what I've done now. So,
Yep.
They haven't gone that way yet, have they? Yet?
There is still a path behind you that leads to a room with text. Now another room forward has appeared.
Which way should we go, Kithrix?
So you've come through with text. You're heading following the curving path.
In this room, you see nothing.
Like, you can see the room, but there's just nothing in it, or you just can't see anything.
There is no floor. The hallway simply ends at nothing.
Kithrix, there's no floor in this one.
What if I try this?
Are you actually walking into where the room would be, or are you stopping when you see nothing?
I actually
Stopping when I
want
see nothing.
to take the blanket I just took and like toss it out and see if it hits floor or not.
It does. There is
Okay.
something here. You simply can't see it.
No. Well, if we step on the blanket, it should be fine.
Right. I'll pick up the blanket and walk forward and just keep doing that as I go further into the room.
It appears to be a 10 by 10 foot room.
Okay.
However, on occasion, you throw it down and there appears to be some other objects in this room that you equally cannot see. You think, given the occasional crunch of your step, that they might be bones.
I hate this.
I don't suppose anyone has the ability to see invisible, do they?
Nope.
Yeah. No,
I can make it dark.
I can make it quiet.
All right. Can you tell us what cardinal direction the next room is?
South.
There's a light in here.
A hallway appears going south that appears to just suddenly come out of nowhere. At the end of it, you see on a armor stand a set of steel half plate inlaid with gold and the heraldry of the Republic of Mistantia.
Which one of the people is this?
Well, what do we know about Miss Tantia? That's
Make a history check.
all right.
Dave
I'll
sat
help you
here
with
with
this
me
again.
going, man, I wish Bardic Inspiration was still a thing. Or the Bardic Knowledge.
I'll help you with the history check again.
Very well.
Okay.
Two of you put your heads together. You've heard a little bit about Miss Tantia.
Jesus.
A very
12.
little bit about Miss Tantia. Miss Tantia no longer exists. It was destroyed some years ago. It called itself a republic, but it was, some say a cursed land, others say a corrupt land. Its government turned against its people, and it was destroyed by an adventuring party like 300-400 years ago. They just rolled in, completely wiped out the government, and the people reformed under a new non-republic leadership of like tribal chiefs.
I'm gonna place my hand on it.
On the armor?
Yeah.
Okay. You're all in the room when he does this?
Yes.
All of your maximum hit points are reduced by half.
Oh,
Sweet.
you have gained a set of steel half-plate inlaid with gold and the heraldry of the Republic of Nastantia.
Oh, this isn't going so well. I don't feel good.
Are you okay?
No. We're tired. Everything hurts. And I want out of here.
So
I've checked
We
back,
didn't-
James. These are
okay.
where you're putting the next.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just want to be clear. We didn't take 30 damage. We lost 30 to
Half.
or
Correct.
half of our.
Yeah,
yes.
half of our
You
health.
lost half. Your maximum hit points are reduced by half.
Ouch. Okay.
A hallway to the west appears.
This better be the way out.
When you approach from the west, you see two things. First, in this room, it is longer than the other rooms that you've seen. It is 10 feet long rather than 5 feet long. Or sorry. Yes. It is
20 feet long rather than 10 feet.
feet long rather than 10 feet long. And it also has a hallway going immediately north. The second thing you notice is that there is a block of text, but you're on the wrong side of it, so you're reading it backwards, floating in the air in the middle of the room. You have to walk past it or, mirror read it or slowly work out in your
mirror
head
read
what
it.
it says. Okay. Do you have a mirror?
No.
Who's carrying the shiny armor?
I just touched it. I didn't grab it.
Oh, I thought someone took it.
No.
Okay. I'm just gonna say that I took it since we lost the hit points for it.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna hold the shiny armor up and read it through the reflection of the armor.
Genius.
Will this pop up in items as well?
Yes.
I hate everything. Everything.
This is a challenge, a test.
Hopefully it doesn't kill us before we get to the end of it.
Well, it might, but we will try. We have to try. Because,
And if Kithrix ever rejoins us, he'll just be, he can one-shot everything.
man,
Okay, it should have appeared.
Mad Dog's room 3. The weak and corrupt left behind. Those who can sustain themselves move forward.
I wonder if we're going in the wrong direction. And if we had read this and then tied it in.
I mean, we don't have a choice in our direction. We're kind of voluntold.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let's keep trying to go.
So I opened up a dead end to the north to check out.
All right.
Go.
I guess we'll head up that way.
You enter this room.
Is there anything in it?
Yes. I'm just making sure I get the right description, because if I send you to the wrong description, the puzzle won't make sense. Rations of elven whey bread are stacked to the ceiling in a massive cube. Over 1,000, perhaps 10,000, perfectly preserved to this day. 24 bags of rice are piled into a corner, with fresh artichoke, sweet potato, and carrots laid around the base of the whey bread cube.
Whoever touches this one, I'm going to be outside of the room when this happens.
Yeah. I want to walk in and place some seasoning on the food.
You season some food.
Yeah.
Just trying to enhance magical food.
Listen, every time we try to take something, something gets taken from us. So maybe if we give something,
I'm
it'll
gonna
change.
put some.
Okay.
I'm gonna put some rations down. Then I have 5 days worth. I'll put down a day's worth of rations. I'll add it to the collection.
Okay. Are you doing anything else?
If they're going to do it, then I'm going to do it. Since it's a community challenge here, I'll also put some food down.
Okay. You season and put a bunch of food down. It joins the pile of food that's already here.
So just a thought. Every time you've interacted with something and lost, you've interacted as an individual, it sounds like. So Tanira grabbed the money off the wheelchair. Somebody touched the armor. Is it worthwhile trying to interact with things as a group?
If we all touch it at once to see what happens.
Or like, all have some of the food or...
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I like that.
Couldn't get any
that's-
worse. Let's all touch it at the same time.
We all touch it at the same time.
You're all gonna grab a piece of elven way bread.
I mean, we're gonna touch it. Yeah.
All right. All of you gain a second level of exhaustion.
Oh.
You see yourselves in the fields, pulling carrots from the ground. So much work to harvest these sweet potatoes, but what a reward it is to make your own food. And then you see the mountain folk riding down horses, huge goats, a man riding a griffin, astride a massive, huge griffin, and somewhere right off of his saddle, a straight up tree with a cruel axe head, goblin made, that has been with leather thongs tied to it. They have come to take what you have made, the fruits of the earth, because they don't need to harvest things. They just need to wait for you to do it and then do the real work of taking it. And you feel ashamed at your weakness, and then you snap back, but each of you has a piece of food.
Ithorix, if we ever get out of here, we're gonna have some words. As I just lay on the floor like in the T-posing.
So now your speed is also
Like,
halved.
Yeah.
Like, well, I already took the bread. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it.
Same.
It's still good. Tastes great. I mean,
Throw it back into the pile.
elven way bread.
Yeah. Well, how old was it? Like 1,200-year-old way bread?
Only
It looks
if
fresh.
it definitely looks fresh as those carrots look, but it probably should only be 300 or 400 years old. Maybe.
It's
You're not
elven
really sure.
bread. And it's a magical place.
It is indeed a magical place.
Yes.
You're
I'm
in a
going to
dead
pick
end.
up my rations again and put them back in my pack.
You're in a dead end now. If you head back to the long room and then head east, that'll take you to the new room.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to kick over the pile of bread.
It's a 10 by 10 foot cube. It's utterly massive. I mean, you can definitely kick lots of bread out, but kicking the whole cube, I mean, you definitely cause a landslide of bread for sure.
Good. That's what I wanted.
You head back to the room with the words in it and then see Kithric's new passageway, ?
Yes, the one heading east.
In the center of the room, held almost magically upright, is it straight up looks like someone just took a chunk of a tree out, wrapped with leather thongs. A goblin forged cruel axe head is attached to the end of it. It's about 10 feet long.
Not touching any of that. Where's the next room, Kithrix?
Yeah.
I've just opened up to the east.
Like, you want to break it?
I ain't
When you get
touching
to
that.
the next room, stop.
All right.
Okay.
What if all...
The hallway behind you disappears and a new hallway appears in front of you. You can see words in the next room.
How many rooms have there been total? 4?
1, 2, 3. Well, sorry, including the starting room, you've explored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rooms so far, with 4 rooms to go.
Jesus. Do any of them have beds?
They're just squares to me.
All right. So we advance to the next room.
Yeah, stop when you get there, and I'll
One with
Here
the
we go.
wheelchair, one with the banner, one with the axe head, and one that was dark.
Okay, so from this next room, you should now have 3 exits: 1 north, 1 east, 1 south, and they connect to the 3 remaining rooms. And that will be all the rooms.
Correct. You find the following words floating in the center of the room.
Five.
Every
I was
dog,
not looking. I definitely heard some sprinkly noises, so I'm sorry. Whoever did something on Twitch, I missed it. I apologize.
Every dog fights their own battles. Until you understand this, none may leave.
Hmm. So, those who would charge headlong into danger together will keep moving forward. The weak and corrupt left behind, those who can sustain themselves move forward. Every dog fights their own battles. Until you understand this, none may leave.
I feel like these are all quotes from the people in the graves. Just like they all had their own doors. Maybe we need to find the fourth one.
My question is that there's 3 exits to this.
There are
Or,
3 exits and 3 rooms.
North,
I'm
east, and
wondering if
south.
we're each supposed to pick a room
There are 3 of us.
and then,
And I mean,
fight our own battle.
if we're all gonna get debuffed on every single room, we might as well just break those up so we don't all get exhausted. We don't all get
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take the middle room, I guess.
Okay, I'll take. Was there one to the north?
North.
I'll take the north room.
I'll take the last one.
As each of you enters your room, a festering pile of ooze appears. But as you have all entered your rooms at the same time, they all dissipate. And all 4 of you find yourself in a single hallway. The puzzles of the previous parts of the dungeon behind you, and a staircase leading further forward.
Wait, so K36 is here too?
Ithrix is also here.
Slap him on the back of the head.
All of
Yeah.
you see some words appear in the air before you that fade quickly after but a few moments. And that's in the... for James, because he hasn't done it yet. It's in the items part of Foundry.
Oh.
In a barbarian's horde, everyone fights together and everyone fights alone. This is the truth of teamwork.
So by
We all got debuffed.
I get it.
Okay.
I always like my stories to be straightforward, to have the moral easily communicated to the audience. All of this mystery and all of this riddles and all of this confusion. It's cruel. It's cruel, I say.
James, you can leave roll 20, by the way.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't so tired. I'd argue with you.
So
Have
we
a rest.
I'm too tired, and words are long and confusing.
Yeah, words are hard.
I need a
leave
hot
now?
meal and I need sleep.
so is Sparky back too, or is Sparky not here still?
Yes, sorry, Sparky is here as well.
Okay.
So is this the end of it? Are we done
Well,
with
there was a staircase to the head. Is that right?
There is a stone
Hopefully it leads
staircase,
to my bedroom.
so-
All right. Well, we're here. We may as well finish this.
Kithrix first.
I'll go ahead.
Your party, Kithrix, is not doing so well.
Yeah.
You look like we just got hit with a Mac truck.
Kithrix is the new main tank.
Yeah, for real.
Still have magic.
Just buff Kithrix the entire time.
Be okay.
You continue down the straight staircase, which then folds back in on itself, and folds back in on itself, continuing to zigzag downwardly. After about 100 feet of descent, you come out into a large chamber. An elf approaches you, wearing resplendent, gold-studded leather armor. Ah, so you've come. Welcome. This place, well, I can't say what will happen after I leave, but I fear that I will be using the last of my energy and my spells. I expect that the place will have no power left. You will need to recharge it, but it will serve you well. It is a beacon and a bastion. The way that the world would have you view itself is that of the gods. Good and evil are some sort of moralistic concept. But I am afraid, Drake Warden, that you have inherited a burden that I can only hope you will rise to the occasion for. For the good and evil of magic are about the service of magic, something poorly understood by even myself. Well, that's it then. I suppose it's my time. Good luck.
Do you have to go so soon?
I mean, you say that, but it fades away.
No!
It was definitely a pre-programmed illusion. In his place, you see a sort of alchemical, magical laboratory. There are writings on the walls in various places that are in chalk that seem undisturbed. There is a portrait of Locke Blazewing. His eyes have been ripped out, and there is a horn set before it. The horn looks like it has a chip taken out of it and is lying next to it. And there is a huge, like, 5-foot tall, massive leather tome on a equally massive pedestal on the far side of the room. You also sense, as a Drake Warden, that in the center of the room is a nexus of power that will allow you to access the Drakehold here.
All right. So
That's just all Arcana checks all the way down, James. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm going to go to the center there. I can sense the power, the draconic power there. Sparky, come on, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess take a look around, see what else you can find.
Yeah, by the door.
As you and Sparky step into the exact center of this circular chamber, you are both lifted up in white light. And Sparky says, I can feel it. If you and I were to imbue the Drakehold with draconic spirits, we could give the blessings of dragons to the land around us. I can unleash the soul of the green dragon here and imbue the land with beautiful and terrible forests, if you wish.
Do you lose something for that?
Yes. Nothing that I would not miss.
Well, this is something that we all need to decide on. This is my inclination is to let the spirit free to return to the land, but it is, as you said before, Guinea, a double-edged sword.
Sparky, you said before that dragons are eternal. If you release this dragon, does that mean it will eventually come back?
There have been dragons here before. They have gone, and they continue in their own way.
I'm going to do whatever Sparky wants to do. I have no say in the matters of dragons.
Sparky, again, is mystically floating. But floating, I just want to be clear, it's not like Sparky's flying. Sparky is floating like a cat that's being picked up behind its neck, you know, and it's just all four paws out, like trying to resist it, but knowing they can't do anything, just waiting to be dropped. In that sense, Sparky imbues itself with enough force left and right to turn to look at you, just sort of strangely. His paws pointed out towards you.
I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do, buddy, but if it were up to me, I would let her spirit free.
Okay.
I shuffle forward and in awkward sounding draconic,
Tourist draconic.
Tourist draconic, I give my that's what I got at level 6. I speak the words that, spirits should be free. They are not things to be enslaved.
Okay. Sparky imbues an adult green dragon spirit into the keep. And in the process, over the next week, all of you gain the instinctive knowledge that thickets, labyrinthine passages, rodents and birds will overflow the area, that there will be small but many fresh game, and the forests will redouble their efforts to rebuff people from moving through them. It will be teeming with life.
We'll have to maintain a road,
Nice.
but this will be good for the defense of the keep because, we can control that road.
If we
Yep.
gain any more draconic allies, they too can lend their power here.
Well, I guess good job, us.
I guess
Should we
that
take a
depends
look
on
around the room?
how well
More
it was
like
read.
good job us.
But when you decide that you want to leave this pillar of light, you simply hover forward with Sparky, and then you suddenly drop down like 3 feet.
That's my whole height.
Yes, I know. That's a rough landing.
Hero pose. 3-point landing.
What would you all like to do in this room?
Is there anything to do in this room?
I want to investigate the artifacts, like the horn and the painting.
Okay. The painting does not appear to be an artifact. It just appears to be a painting that has had the eyes of Loch Blazeling ripped out. The horn, your understanding is that most magical items are fairly difficult to damage, but from just a general look at what's going on here, it definitely seems like this is a magical horn and it has somehow been chipped. That's what I'm giving you without any rules.
Okay. Can I?
Roll an Arcana check, perhaps? Maybe we'll do it when we return from the break. Got him. We'll be back for the middle part shortly.